in order to give birth will spend the next 20 years in prison. Marissa Salas was sentenced for critically injuring a 15-month-old girl. That sentence comes while a chaotic custody battle over her 6-week-old son continues in civil court. It's a story we first brought you last week here on the news at 6. Dylan Collier explains what happened today in this Investigates update.
By one attorney's estimate, Marissa Salas' son has been handed off to 5 different people since being born 6 weeks ago. How is that possible? In June 2022, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies found a 15-month-old girl in Salas' care with severe injuries, including burn marks, a fractured skull, and a brain bleed. The defendant was sentenced to 20 years in prison this past April. But under an agreement between the state and Salas' defense attorney reached this summer, Salas was allowed to stay out of jail until after her baby was born, since it was a high-risk pregnancy. 4 days after the child's birth, Salas and the boy's father appeared for a custody hearing before Judge Mary Lou Alvarez. She decided both parents were unfit and took the unusual step of ordering the child to be kept at the courthouse, then handed over to Child Protective Services. All this occurred before CPS or the Bexar County District Attorney's Office was even involved in the matter. The decision led the DA's office.
I'll get you connected with the shop.
Well, we've been trying for a week, so.
KSAT has been trying for a week to get an answer from Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones about her confidence in SAPD Chief William McManus. What happened when we asked her again 3 separate times today?
A murder weapon found, but the man accused of shooting and killing a 17-year-old girl is still on the run. Her family's plea and what the sheriff says you need to be looking out for.
Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
And a good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am Ernie Zuniga.
And I'm Stefania Jimenez. Tonight, so many questions about Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones and her confidence in San Antonio's Police Chief William McManus.
So it all comes on the heels of public criticism from the San Antonio Police Officers Association and last week's acquittal on all charges for 3 former San Antonio police officers who shot and killed Melissa Perez back in 2023. So over the last week, KSAT has asked Mayor Jones' office about Chief McManus and received no response. Now, earlier today, in the span of less than 20 minutes, the mayor was asked separately by our colleagues Dylan Collier and Garrett Berger about her confidence in the chief. First, at a food bank event, she refused Dylan's question.
Do you still have confidence in Chief William McManus to lead the San Antonio Police Department?
Now, 17 minutes later, at an event at the Boeing Techport Arena, she denied Garrett's repeated requests for a comment.
So I wanted to see if we could talk to you real quick.
Not right now. We can set a time up.
Can we grab you after the event then?
We can try to. Yeah.
All right, well, I just had real quick.
Garrett, please. Thank you.
Just real quick question on if you still had confidence in Chief McManus, ma'am.
All right, so then fast forward to earlier this evening. During the 6 o'clock news, the mayor stopped by our studio for her weekly Q&A conversation with myself and Myra Arthur. So again, Myra pressed the mayor about the chief.
Do you have confidence as mayor in his leadership to lead the police department?
Well, I think, look, and the union obviously is entitled to ensure that their members feel represented and supported and certainly have confidence in the chief, right? So I think that's important that they exercise their rights in that way. I don't have any additional comment to that at this point.
But you can't answer whether you have confidence right now, or do you have any concerns about McManus's leadership?
I don't have any additional comment.
All right, so the San Antonio Police Officers Association could move forward with a vote of no confidence against Chief McManus as soon as December 11th.
Following last week's verdict in the Perez trial, Chief McManus did defend his actions and said that his decisions in that case were based on the specific circumstances that were involved. So KSAT emailed the chief today asking for additional comment. We didn't hear back. Now, to be clear, the chief is not elected and the mayor has no authority to remove him from office. You can read about the recent timeline of the events and also the chief's working relationship with the mayor. We have all that information for you on our website, ksat.com. In other news tonight, Still not in custody. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies think that they know who shot and killed a teenager in September. They just haven't found him.
Right, so that is agonizing for the family of 17-year-old Aliana Ujeta. They tell the Night Team's Avery Everett that they hope you can help deputies find the suspect.
We have our table set.
One seat will sit empty at the Ujeta family's Thanksgiving.
So she will be sorely missed.
It's been nearly 3 months since their 17-year-old daughter, Aliana Ujeta, was shot and killed. And now they need your help.
I plead and I ask, please help us get this boy.
They're talking about 18-year-old Deshaun Suggs. He's wanted for Aliana's murder. Here's what we know happened on Sunday, September 28th. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says Aliana was one of the teenagers partying at this lot on Lucky Road. They say a fight broke out and someone shot. And Sheriff Javier Salazar says evidence points to Suggs.
And we're actually actively looking for him. This case has been a lot of untangling webs.
Salazar says BCSO found the weapon they think Suggs used in this shooting, but they didn't find it with him.
Again, by the time we got it in possession of us, it had already exchanged hands 3, 4, 5 times.
That's why the Ujeta family is calling on the community to come forward with any information.
He has to place himself at the mercy of the justice system.
This family is holding on to hope. They're praying someone steps up before another holiday passes, one without Aliana and one without answers.
We're praying and believing, and I'm praying and believing before Thanksgiving.
So on Tuesday, Crime Stoppers created a $5,000 reward for any tips that lead to the arrest of the suspect in this case. If you have any information, you can call that number on your screen right now. We also have it posted on KSAT.com. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Tonight, San Antonio police and EMS found a body from a rollover crash on the south side.
So police responded to the crash just before 7 p.m. off Southwest Loop 410, and they've been investigating ever since. The Night Team's Madeline Lambert was at that scene and tells us more.
We are off the Southwest Loop 410, where I want you to look behind me at now what is a dead body recovery call. The San Antonio Fire Department just confirmed that to us moments ago. Originally, just before 7 p.m., the fire department was called out here for a rollover crash where a car had plowed through the guardrail into this ditch down here. Now you can see authorities, EMS, police are looking over at the scene here, and they're expected to get the vehicle out of the ditch here soon. And we were also told by San Antonio police that there is a sergeant on scene, so we're expected to get more information for you soon. Right now, there's no indication of how long that vehicle was there or any updates of the person in the vehicle, but as soon as we have that, we'll get that for you on KSAT.com. Live on the south side, I'm Madeline Lambert, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Madeline, thank you for that. A man accused of strangling a kitten to death is now in custody. 31-year-old Ryan Berlanga walked in front of our cameras this afternoon before being taken to jail. He did not answer our questions about what happened back on November 9th at a Southwest Side apartment complex. San Antonio police say video shows Berlanga killing that cat. They say people were able to identify him and police issued a warrant. Berlanga, who has a criminal history, turned himself in this afternoon. He's now facing a charge of cruelty to non-livestock animals, which is a misdemeanor.
An 18-year-old man in custody for murder, under investigation now for another murder. So let's start with the basics. His name is Noah West. San Antonio police arrested him after a body was found in an alley on Gramercy Place on the northwest side. Investigators say that their surveillance video that they think shows West leaving that scene with a deadly weapon. They're also questioning him in connection to another death that happened on Fredericksburg Road, where a man was found with head injuries. Now, West is behind bars on a $500,000 bond, and investigators say that they're not looking for any more suspects in this case. Earlier today, KSAT found records for the first people that were charged in connection to a Sunday morning raid by federal agents. KSAT Investigates found formal charges for at least 2 people.
So the raid happened near San Pedro and Bassi on the north side. The FBI told us yesterday more than 140 immigrants were taken into custody. So our KSAT Investigates team has spent the last 2 days combing through court records. They found records showing ICE agents took Marcos Contreras Max and Edwin Javier Chinchilla Lopez into custody during that raid. Both men, who are from Honduras, are charged with illegal reentry.
So the feds say that the raid was aimed at disrupting the activities of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. But the court records, however, don't have evidence showing that Contreras Max or Chinchilla Lopez are connected to that gang. Switching gears right now, we have to talk rain. Apparently, it is on the way.
Yes, so it's all about the timing, Mr. Caskey.
Yeah, timing and location, of course. It's not equal opportunity. Never is when it comes to rainfall around here. And we'll dive into those details on where some of the bullseyes of rain could really end up. But let's talk about what we're expecting. You see the counties in green. That's the flood watch that's in effect. You may have gotten a notification on your phone. It's basically just saying this is where we have the primary risk of flooding, street flooding, low water crossings, and with some of the accumulations that could develop in some of the 6-inch plus bullseyes, I can't rule out some localized stream or river flooding in parts of the hill country. It all depends on exactly where the heaviest downpours set up. And it's not going to be continuous. You're going to follow each other. We'll get into all these details with the Futurecast in a moment. But tomorrow, nothing to worry about. Just cloudy, gray, humid, a few peaks of afternoon sun, some passing drizzle and sprinkles. 82 the high temperature. It's tomorrow night on into Thursday and into Thursday night. This is our next system. It's headed our way. Again, not equal opportunity. We'll talk about the rain lottery in just a bit.
All righty, sir. Thank you. A decision some parents fought hard against is now officially moving forward. Southwest ISD voted earlier tonight to close Sky Harbor Elementary as early as next school year. The Board of Trustees unanimously approved the district's rebalancing plan tonight. It is a move district leaders say is driven by declining enrollment, aging infrastructure, and the opening of a new campus next fall. We asked a district spokesperson today about where current Sky Harbor students will be consolidated to next year, and we're still waiting on that answer tonight. The new Texas congressional map will not be allowed to be used for the 2026 midterm election.
What that means is that it stays the same for you, and that's all because of a panel of federal judges. They ruled 2-1 that Texas has to use the same map that state legislators created in 2021 for congressional districts. And the judges say that the new map that state lawmakers drew may be unconstitutional and possibly an illegal race-based gerrymander. Those are their words. Governor Greg Abbott approving that new map earlier this year. It was a Republican effort to pick up 5 more seats in the House of Representatives.
Now today, Governor Abbott responded to the decision via a news release saying, in part, quote, "This ruling is clearly erroneous and undermines the authority the U.S. Constitution assigns to the Texas legislature by imposing a different map by judicial edict. The state of Texas will swiftly appeal to the United States Supreme Court," end quote. After the ruling, Texas filed an appeal with the Supreme Court.
Now let's talk about the House of Representatives, where today lawmakers overwhelmingly passed a bipartisan bill to compel the Justice Department to release all of its case files tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Only one person, Republican Congressman Clay Higgins, voted against it. The Senate unanimously agreeing to pass the bill. So now that measure moves over to President Donald Trump's desk.
We're still ahead. Travis Park is ready to rock around the Christmas tree. Literally, we're going to show you this year's giant tree.
Plus, our John Paul Barajas joins us live from the aftermath of the Mexico-Paraguay soccer match tonight at the Alamo Dome, where it was lit. We'll be back in 2.
Plus Fireball. Drawings are supervised by...
Don't know what that was.
I heard Fireball, though. I got excited for a minute, but that's another show. All right, let's behave. It's not your typical Tuesday night. The Alamo Dome was actually the stage for an international soccer showdown between Mexico and Paraguay.
And our John Paul Barajas has been there all afternoon, where they're still partying. John Paul, I could only imagine what the atmosphere was like during the game, because now apparently it's still hopping over there.
I'm going to be completely honest with both of you guys. It is very difficult to hear what you guys are asking, but we are at Alibi Sports Bar in St. Paul Square, just around the corner from the Alamo Dome, where the game was happening. But as you can imagine, there was and still is a lot of excitement here tonight. But even with all that excitement, there was still a subtle sense of concern. So much for you to come from Mexico here to San Antonio.
We want to see them before they win the World Cup next year.
In 2026?
Yeah!
even with the outpouring of pride for Mexico and Paraguay. He's repping and hoping for a Paraguay win. Thank you, guys. Now, Paraguay, yeah? There was a bit of concern.
My sister's friend didn't want to come because of, I guess, her boyfriend doesn't have papers, so they're kind of scared.
Just be safe out there, I guess, to like all my people that are out there, and you know, we'll protect y'all and we love y'all.
We sat down with immigration attorney Lance Curtwright to discuss what he recommends.
Generalized advice for one of your clients who wanted to go to the soccer match tonight, what would that be?
I mean, the most important thing is to have an individualized assessment of your own case, because all of these cases are really different.
Still, the festivities leading up to the game sent many into the Alamo Dome all smiles.
Viva Mexico!
Mexico! Mexico! Mexico! Ra, ra, ra.
You gotta love the mariachi music, and I know what a lot of people are gonna say. There was very little Paraguay fans in that story. I tried to find them, I really did, but the Mexico fans really outnumbered them today. My friend Aaron being one of those Mexico fans. Even though that Mexico outnumbered Paraguay in the stands, Paraguay got the win tonight. Talk to me about how you're feeling.
So it was still a great experience. As we see, everybody's still hyped. We didn't get what we wanted, but everyone still showed up, and we still had a great time, as you can see.
Still having a great time, it's very obvious. What are you hoping for when the World Cup comes to Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. in 2026?
Well, obviously we hope that Mexico wins, and que viva Mexico!
Obviously, still a lot of hype. We're going to toss it back to you guys.
So happy.
I do.
Wow.
We're in the wrong place, clearly.
Oh, my God. And, you know, by the way, you know, green and red, dressed for Christmas.
I see what you did there.
That's not the only reason why it's starting to look like Christmas around here. Today, the HEB Christmas tree, look at that. It arrived over at Travis Park. Crews have been setting it up all day. The 50-foot grand fir will feature 10,000 white lights, dozens of colorful handmade ornaments. The tree comes to us from the foothills of the Cascade Mountain Range, and those stretch all the way from Northern California all the way up into Canada.
Very cool. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Felt like
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
You know, I just ordered some more tree climbing equipment.
I heard.
Yeah, I've been upgrading my gear because I get way up into the trees nowadays.
Yes, you do.
Get those lights in there.
Spider-Man up there or something.
Roped in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
different, but yes. All right, let's talk about our rain chances. And notice tomorrow, nothing to really worry about. Just a few sprinkles out there and brief passing light showers. Wednesday night in town, just a 30% chance of a passing shower. Much higher chances in the hill country tomorrow night, even starting about now and especially hereafter. Now, Thursday up to 60%, but not continuous. It's going to be some quick hitting showers and thunderstorms around here on Thursday. That's not going to be all day. So let's get to our future cast, and keep in mind, these are far from perfect. These high-res models, they're good, and they can give us a good idea sometimes in certain situations of what could happen. And what I love about this one, it shows the nature and coverage of what we should see with these thunderstorms. Now, notice tomorrow, 11:05 in the hill country and closer to the Rio Grande. Now, also, these showers and storms are going to be following each other. It's not going to be a continuous where it moves in and it sits in one spot. We'll have a thunderstorm move through, followed by another. It's what we call training, like train cars on the railroad. So one comes, brief break, another one moves through, a break, and then so on and so forth. That's primarily going to be what we're going to see tomorrow night into the first half of the day on Thursday, west of San Antonio, west of I-35. And then as we progress through Thursday into the afternoon, some of those showers and thunderstorms work their way through town and surrounding areas. And then by early Friday morning, we could have still a few straggling showers here and there, but then we clear out, and by midday Friday, we have a lot of sun. So overall rainfall potential, it's actually pretty high in pockets of the hill country west of San Antonio. Now, this isn't exact. This isn't exactly how it's going to play out. It's never that perfect with the model data. But I do want to mention, and this is what's important, that the highest accumulations will be in the hill country, as we've been anticipating. It's where the bullseyes set up. We always get these little rain bullseyes. And sometimes it's in a spot where it doesn't really make a big difference. Sometimes it's in a spot where it does, and it leads to some flooding. So we'll have to watch for the 6 to 9 inch bullseye potential. And we're not going to know where that's going to be until these showers and storms develop and start moving through. It could be anywhere around the hill country or west of I-35. So the highest risk for flooding is in the hill country. We could have some street flooding around San Antonio, similar to what you see right here in the background. Rain on Thursday in San Antonio, it's not going to be continuous. There'll be a lot of breaks, not equal opportunity. Around town, a trace to 2 inches. That's going to be the range around San Antonio. This is the first system moving through tomorrow, or I should say Wednesday night into Thursday. Then the next system moves in Sunday into Monday, giving us another round of some scattered showers and storms. Temperature-wise, low 80s tomorrow, then highs back in the 70s. Not as warm, but still above average for this time of year.
Okay, Spurs also above average. Just saying, they won tonight against the Grizzlies.
Well, they got a bit of a mash unit, though, going over there right now.
Yes, they do. You know, of course, you miss Victor Wembanyama on the court, but when Harrison Barnes steps up in the fashion that he did tonight, well, it makes up for the loss of Wemby. We'll show you the highlights and post-game reaction coming up. Also, the Cowboys win in Vegas. Larry Ramirez will have a recap from last night's action. We'll also have highlights of the Mexico-Paraguay game. The Spurs' 5-game homestand continues tonight with the Grizzlies. Both teams missing their stars, Victor Wembanyama and Ja Morant. Memphis opened the game on an 8-0 scoring run. Spurs get going. The kick out to Carter Bryant, and he knocks down the 3. The Grizzlies responded with a triple of their own. Then the towering 7'3" Zach Edey gives Memphis back the lead with the putback. Grizzlies led by 1 point after 1. Second frame, Jaren Jackson Jr. spins and puts one in over top Harrison Barnes. Other end, De'Aaron Fox takes it all the way to the rack. What a shot, what a finish. San Antonio led 49-47 at the half. The back and forth play continued. Final frame now, Cedric Coward gives Memphis the lead after that triple. And at that point, Harrison Barnes has had enough. The vet went on a 7-0 run all by himself, nailing that 3, and San Antonio never looked back. The Spurs win 111-101, closing out the game in electric fashion. Barnes and Fox combined for 49 points on Sunday, and tonight they combined for 48. They did miss Wemby on the boards tonight, but made up for it in effort. Let's hear what Barnes had to say after the win.
I think the biggest thing for us was just getting stops. I think looking at that game, I mean, they out-rebounded us by 20 rebounds. So for us, we knew we needed to get stops and secure the possession, and I thought we did that.
Well, in the face of a difficult schedule, the Dallas Cowboys would try to keep winning to honor their teammate, the late Marshawn Kneeland, with an improbable rally to postseason contention. Dallas likely needs to win at least 3 of the next 5 games, all against playoff teams from a season ago, starting with NFC East rival Philadelphia on Sunday. Larry Ramirez was there for the action last night. Larry.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mary. The Dallas Cowboys picked up a key win last night right here in Las Vegas, and they did it first and foremost for their fallen teammate, Marshawn Kneeland. They wanted to play hard for him because he played hard, and they also wanted to win for him, to honor him, and that's exactly what the Dallas Cowboys did.
We carrying the light of Marshawn. Winning was one thing, but it was out there playing hard and playing with the energy that he did. So when you're able to do that and then come out with a win, you get to celebrate. And when you dominating on the field and you come to the sideline and you get to look at his jersey and be like, yeah, we got you, bro, we got you.
Definitely feels good, Like I said, just having that purpose moving forward for Marshawn and being able to honor him in that way feels great. I think we were all on the same page from front to back all 11 guys who stepped on the field were playing with him in mind and being able to honor him with our play.
Yeah, for sure. All season long, all season going to play for him. You know, he was our teammate, our brother. Just keep going, keep playing for, you know, just knowing he's here with us. You know, he's gone but not gone. He's still with us, and just continue to play hard for him.
Playing for him for the rest of the year. We just got to go out there and dominate. We got to go out there and put plays together. We got to find ways to win. We got to fight.
And another way that the Cowboys honored Marshawn Nealon, they had his number 94 jersey hanging up in the visitors' locker room here in Las Vegas, and the players said that was a very touching moment and that they were warned beforehand so it wouldn't be too much for them to handle. Mary, that's it from me in Las Vegas. Let's send it back to you in San Antonio.
That's an inspired team right there. Highlights from Mexico and Paraguay in the Alamo Dome after the break.